We all suffer from anxiety at some point of a time. But how are we going to differentiate it from anxiety disorder? This is what we are going to discuss in today's video. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Tanvi Mahant, founder and owner of HomeoHeals Clinic, and welcome back to my channel HomeoHeals. So in this video, we are going to discuss about what is anxiety disorder, what are the different types of anxiety, how are we going to differentiate our normal anxiety from anxiety disorder, and also I'm going to share few cases and how is our homeopathic approach towards such cases. So do watch this video till the end. And if you are new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. So anxiety disorder is something when a person feels anxious, worry and fearful constantly, and which hampers the person's day-to-day activity. It is very important that you know that hampering day-to-day activity is very important. Now we all feel anxious before our exams, before an interview, and which is a good anxiety which helps us to perform better, perform well. But when this anxiety comes, becomes it troubles us to achieve our goal or troubles us to perform our day-to-day activity, that is when we require medical attention. For example, if a student is extremely anxious before the exam and is not able to study because of that, forgets everything seeing the question paper, so this is where something that the anxiety phobia needs to be treated. I will share you one case. Recently I had seen a case of a young girl in her 20s, and we all know that past 2 years, because of the pandemic, a lot of people are facing a lot of mental issues. Their mental health is completely shattered, and because of this pandemic only, this young girl suddenly started developing fear of death, anxiety, so much that every day at night she couldn't sleep, and at least once she used to get up frightened and for no reason, right? She was fearful stepping out of her house, that something is going to, there was constant fear that something is going to happen to her. And because of this, she was not able to go to her work, she was not able to concentrate on her studies, she was not able to step out of the house. So this is something which is pathological, this is something which needs medical attention and which requires treatment. So let's talk about different types of anxiety. So anxiety may present with panic disorders, where patient suddenly feels extreme fearful, maybe sometimes to an unknown cause, or the patient is not aware why he is suddenly getting this panic attacks. It could be post-traumatic stress disorder, which we call as PTSD, which could be after a stressful event. Patient could be into acute anxiety, OCD, that is obsessive compulsive disorder, could present with anxiety. Patient could have social phobias, like going out in crowd, public will suddenly make him anxious and he will start developing symptoms of anxiety. Patient may have specific phobias to certain animals, injection, or he may have generalized anxiety disorder. So there are a lot of physical symptoms of anxiety. The patient will start sweating all over the body, on his palms, the palms and entire body becomes cold. The patient will have chest pain, there will be increase in heartbeat. So these are the common symptoms. There could be many more symptoms also of anxiety. So I just brief you with the common symptoms. So this anxiety condition, it is a mental health disease. Like we get physical illness and it requires treatment. It is time that we understand that such mental health diseases or mental diseases also require a proper guideline, proper advice and proper treatment. So do consult a doctor if anyone is showing such symptoms. Talking about what treatment you can take, you could go to a doctor, a psychiatric, a doctor which is a specialized person in this field and which will will be better placed to guide you. You could go for counseling, cognitive behavioral therapy as advised by the doctor. Now talking about homeopathic approach, yes, homeopathy is also a good treatment option for anxiety cases. Many times we need to work in an integrated approach where patient might need to continue with counseling, with behavioral therapy and also with homeopathy. So as I was telling you about the case of a young girl, she was treated with homeopathy. She is still under treatment and is doing very well in her day-to-day life now. Her anxiety is better. She is able to sleep better now. She is able to step out of the house, perform her day-to-day activities in a much better way. Also, there was a case of a middle-aged woman who started getting panic attacks, and in homeopathy, it is very important that we try to address that what was the cause of this anxiety or this panic attack. So cause which precipitate this reaction. For example, in children, if after a scolding, okay, after a fearful incidents in their life, they might start showing the symptoms. So what could be the cause is very important. Now in this lady, she just remembered that she heard a sudden noise in her neighborhood, that there was a death in the neighborhood, and she heard a sudden noise from her neighborhood, and that sort of created a fear in her mind and which persisted. So this was the cause. So cause is very important. The overall constitution of the person, symptomatology of a person is very important to prescribe. Also family history is important for us to consider, also to prescribe in homeopathy. Like for example, if there is a family history of mental health diseases, anxiety, depression, there is more trend that the child would show more tendency to develop a mental health disease. So that is also we need to consider, and we need to prescribe remedy. Also acute anxieties, examination of fears, specific anxieties could be managed with homeopathy. So I hope this video was helpful to you, and we all give importance to our mental health like we give importance to our physical health, and seek treatment whenever we require. So see you soon in my next video, and if you are new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and